difference. It's like you're really not alone. It's like you're really with you. You know, you are physically working out with a group, but you're emotionally working out with a group as well.
Right. I tried to explain that to Tara today.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get too much into it. I'm like, you had to be there, but I'll tell you this. She was like, oh, man. I was like, I know.
See? Do you see? I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you miss a class, you feel like, wow, what did I miss? You know, what happened? And
yeah.
I mean, that alone keeps you going because you just want to, like, you know you're going to have a good time. You know you're going to have some laughs. You know you're going to sweat. You know you're going to get your workout. So it's two things. It's a social thing as well as a physical workout.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's absolutely, and it's just encouraging. That's the other great thing is everyone's very encouraging to each other.
Absolutely.
You know, that makes it really helpful for everyone.
Now,
what do you think was when it came to nutrition? What do you think was like two of the best or two of the most important things for you, like nutritional wise, that you found to have success with the eating? I know you mentioned the like cooking and finding foods that you could prepare off the plan that made sense. But do you have like was like a certain meal structure? You eat like 4 times a day, 5 times a day? You had a certain calorie count you tried to hit every day?
Well, my calorie count is I try to stay between 1,300 and 1,500 calories every day.
That's fair. That's good.
You know, if I know that, we're going out to dinner or I'm going to a cookout or something like that, so, I try to obviously pre-plan. And just in case it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to work out just a little bit more, kind of like, I kind of called it my savings bank. So, maybe I have a couple extra 100 calories there just in case. But I try not to do that because I don't want to, play games with the food, or I should say the calories. So I think that was pretty good. But I think one of the biggest things was, I loved bread. That was one of my biggest things, before I started the plan. So it was like, okay, well, now I need to find something where I don't feel deprived. And I was able to switch it out for the sprouted bread, which was good. So I was able to switch that so I still, I can say, well, I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and still feel like, okay, well, I'm getting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I'm not, taking myself off the plan. So that was always a good thing. But, I mean, I know that website that you had referred me to for the creator of that elimination plan, he's got, community blogs and all these other things. So, I mean, I was able to pick ideas from, those people that, so that was good too.
Yeah. His name is Dax, and Dax Moy. The first day I met him, I saw him at a conference, and he was on stage, and then after he got off stage, I said, hey, nice to meet you, this and that, da-da-da. And then later that night, I saw him at a social, and he was just talking. We started talking, and then next thing we sat on the couch, and we talked for like maybe 2 or 3 hours straight.
Wow.
And it was really cool to me because I knew he was a big deal, especially in the UK, and he was just starting to become worldly popular. And but he was just so inviting, like just very welcoming persona. He really is a very genuine person. And I remember being like, wow, and he told me right away, I was like, yeah, if you ever have any questions, just email me, whatever you need, this, that, da-da. If you ever come to London, I live in London, I got a bunch of studios, and it was just really cool. And he's someone I totally cherish. Like, in my industry, it's hard to find people who are that cool, that you barely even know, and yet they'll talk to you, like in a sense of talking with you like a person, instead of talking down to you or trying to sell something, He's a cool guy. So ever since then, I've always, promoted like anything he comes up with or, he references.
Yeah.
And one of the other cool things too with him is that, it's not like he doesn't try to sell it. It's not like he created it really. I mean, it's just, if you look online and Google elimination diet, you find tons of different elimination diets. Yeah. But it's cool that it's a free resource, and it made it easier then for me to come up with it. So I was like, hey, you already got it. Can I just borrow it and science all the time and use it with everybody? And he's like, oh, yeah, go crazy. Go, yeah, I don't care. Absolutely, Just make sure you let them know it's from me. I'm like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? Jeez.
Right. And it's great.
Cool.
I mean, like I said, even like with, because my biggest thing is, okay, well, I want this to become part of my life. I want this to be my life. So I got to make it, work in my life. And by doing that, you get to tweak your own, like different recipes. And it's like, well, that's a recipe I still really, really like, but I want to make it work so that I can have it today without, going off my plan.
Right.
And, I mean, I should say the website helps.
Yeah, it does.
It's been great.
Absolutely. I know, it's funny, too. I know you mentioned the Ezekiel bread. And, I know Tara herself, she actually just talking about it today, and that's what she had for breakfast. And she said, I had Ezekiel bread.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's great.
I mean, it's obviously it's not a soft, squishy roll, but I mean, you can still have something where you don't feel deprived, or you don't feel like, hey, I'm, different, or being left out, or, and you can still have something and say, hey, I still feel good.
Yeah. No, I know. That's her thing, too. She's like, I have to have the Ezekiel bread with butter. She's like, but really? She goes, it's just my excuse for having butter. Yeah. I don't blame her. I'm like, I totally agree. I love butter. But you're better off.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, anything that's, I mean, but it's funny, too. Many people think butter is like a bad ingredient, but your body understands butter. It doesn't understand margarine that well. It doesn't understand spreads that well. Like when companies try to create these products that just, it's like a style dip. Or it's like, I once had a guacamole style dip. I didn't realize it's a style dip, and then I started to look. I'm like, I'm just reading the ingredient label. There wasn't avocado in that thing at all, and it was completely green. I almost puked. It was really funny. I read, I was like, oh my god, I just ate something that had a taste of avocado, but there's no avocado in this thing whatsoever, and it's totally green. Like that's just gross. The same for your body.
It's amazing how quick your body can. I mean, you figure you eat a certain way for so many years, and then all of a sudden, so it's been 60 days, and I've stopped eating that way. And I mean, like I said, one time it was you go off, and your body instantly reacts. I had a piece of chicken, which was obviously it was marinated, but it obviously was in a probably a sugar or whatever marinade, and within 5 minutes of eating that, and it was a tiny piece of chicken. It was I just wanted a little something to put on my salad. And it was just this small little piece of chicken, and instantly, 5 minutes, I started with a headache. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I don't know if I can stay here anymore. I'm like, I got to go. My head is killing me.
Wow.
And I think, the only thing that I can contribute it to, because I'm not a person who gets headaches anyways, I said the only thing I can contribute it to is having that chicken.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, either that or probably maybe the chicken. It might be the chicken, especially if, it was whatever the chicken was raised.
Yeah.
But even probably so, maybe just the condiment. Because I notice that for myself. If I have certain condiments, my body doesn't like it. Like certain sugary, like barbecue sauces and stuff. That's why I usually with everything, and it seems kind of plain or basic, but I like rubs better, like spices and rubs.
Yeah,
I prefer that too. Yeah, like I'm the same way. I prefer that over an actual sauce that's on my food. And same with salads. Like when I eat salad or, I'm trying to think of something particular I just had the other day. I remember thinking this is like weird because not many people eat it that way, but I use olive oil for like everything, like extra virgin olive oil. I put it on everything, and I'd rather eat olive oil and sea salt and like brown pepper on a salad rather than have like a creamy ranch dressing or like a blue cheese or like an Italian dressing because I prefer the taste better. It's just me.
Yeah. See, one of the things that I've seen on the website too is that it's called whole mayonnaise, whole egg mayonnaise.
Oh yeah.
And so I found some. I've found some at Whole Foods. And what I'll do, like if I'm in the mood for, if I do get that, craving for a creamy something, I'll make a small little like chicken salad, and I'll put like nuts in it and raisins, and I take a little scoop and I put it on top of my salad, and that becomes my salad dressing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
So, I mean, it's true. I'm not kidding you. It's like it's amazing how creative you can become when you still want to have the things that you want to eat, but you still want to feel good. So. Yeah,
that's a really good tip. You know why? Because I always use cottage cheese as my mayonnaise for like tuna fish and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my thing instead. I like mix up cottage cheese because cottage cheese is amazing for you. It's absolutely amazing. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to try that out now. I have to go back to Whole Foods. I was just there yesterday. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all your time, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything that you've done for me. I appreciate it so much.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you.